So this fly is a Plume Tip, and this particular one, this is based on the original one actually, and it's my favourite fly when small olives are on the go. It will catch when larger olives on the go, but mostly small olives is what you're wanting with this stuff. And it works really well in the kind of water that you can really struggle with. It's really flat, dead water. I think the guy made it famous. I've got a few of his books here. Jeremy. Oh my god, I'm trying to look at my books. Jeremy. That's terrible, Stephen. Lucas. Jeremy Lucas. He was a mad keen competition angler for such a long time. But he actually gave me one of these himself. He was managing a team that I was in at the time. And it's just such a good fly, so... Oh, let me just grab some bits and pieces before I tie it. But the thing with a Plume Tip is, it's just one of these flies that just seems to work when everything else doesn't. It's, I think it's a delicacy of the thing. So, the first thing I do is I've got a stand... Sorry, I was trying to get my CDC sorted out there. I've got a standard dry fly. 14, 16s, 18s and 20s work with this. I'm going to tie this one in a 14. So just a black tying thread. All the way down. And then back up. And what I do is I always have a little tail on mine. Without the tail, it's not a Plume Tip, it's just an emerge, it's just a cull, if that makes sense. So pinch and loop to secure that. And I've done a little build up of thread just at the base there where I can butt my thread up so it just juts out a little bit. In there and trim that. Trim that again because I made a right pig's ear out. So next up I want to get my CDC in. And I want, for a hook of this size, 4 plumes. So I'm just marrying these up on my table. 2, 3, 4 plumes. So there's my 4 plumes there. And you just pull them all together. So you've got a bit to work with. I've got a stray one that I'm lining up. Back up the hook shank. I give myself a little bit of space at the front because I want to cock that CDC up a little bit. So tie this in. The post's about the same length as the body. You see the post there, the same length as the body. Coming in with my scissors at an angle. Trim that. And then I've got this, which is rare. It's heron. You need heron feathers, heron herl for the proper fly. So I just come in, I'll touch the tips, excuse me, on my side. And I want to stop just as I'm coming up the thorax, because I'm going to add a little bit in there. So just come up, like you would a pheasant tail. You want these to be open but touching. Keeping it nice and even looking. And then secure just at the back of the thorax. Like I say, this fly, it's got me at jail so many times. You drink a beer. Fishing a really thin tippet and a long leader. I like hinged leaders when I'm fishing dries. I've then got a little bit of fox squirrel that I've already cut up myself. This is your thorax. Just come from behind the CDC down. And then what I'll do is I'll come up. I always put my tying thread through my dubbing. Just an extra bit of security. Like I say, I left a bit in front of the eye so that I can cock that up. And what it does, it just cocks that CDC. And what I do, a lot of my dry flies, I didn't bother with varnish. I just come in and whip finish a couple of times. 3 turns of the whip finishing tool. Like that. And that's him. That's a get me out of jail card, that one, when it comes to the river fishing. Pretty much all through the year. But it's a nice simple fly to tie. Not a lot to it. Get the tail right, get the wing right, game on. Plume Tip. I really hope you enjoyed that, folks. If you did, please be kind enough to subscribe to my channel. Take care, and bye-bye.